How's it? This is your YouTube live show for Thursday, September 29th. It is just for YouTube premium members. And we are back. Hey, Ryan, good to see you. We are back. I'm going to need your help, Ryan, because I don't know how many people are going to join today. It is just for YouTube premium members. So it's just for the boys and girls. Only on Monday and Tuesday will it be for everybody, but for everybody else, it is we're back. So it's just a few of us, and so we're back. So let's get straight to it. I can tell you that the Arkansas Alabama game, we actually have a premium play, so I cannot discuss that game with you. That game, yeah. Let me make sure I don't. Yeah, Alabama Arkansas, we have a premium play, so I can't do that one. But Ryan, good to see you. Rob, good to see you. So Oakland, LA, I think we can discuss that game. I actually just talked about that game for you, the Oakland, LA game. Um, I like the under, by the way. Travis, I like the under in the Oakland, LA game. So I talk about it on the daily video. I won't count this as one of our games, but Oakland's lost three in a row: 1-4, 3-4, 4-13. The Angels have won five in a row. Angels have now won three in a row, 4-1 and 4-3. Cole Irvin comes off one of his worst starts, 4 innings, 11 hits and 8 runs. He comes off his worst start of the year, likely a bounce back. Sohei's on point, 2.47 ERA. He's pitching phenomenal. He went 7-3-0 against Oakland last time. I think what happens here is that this game goes under. I like the under between Oakland and LA this evening as your first lean. Okay. But actually, it's not your first lean because I'll have other games for you. So let's not count that one. Moving on here. Bama, Arkansas, that will be a premium selection, Rob. So I can't really give you that one. Moving on. Finally, hey, Joe, good to see you. Cincinnati versus Miami. If not, it's premium play. Sure. That is a premium NFL play, but I can tell you I like the over in that game. But we have a premium play on the side. Let's go on a crazy baseball run. I hope so. Our baseball play today is on a 5-unit selection. It's on Tampa Bay. So if you want to jump on that, you can. Don't tell on me. I'm just celebrating YouTube Premium coming back. So don't tell on me. Don't get mad. But I like the Rays to do well today. So we'll see how that works out. Stanford, Oregon. Yeah. So Stanford, Oregon. Let me see here. Stanford, Oregon. We do not have a play. Yeah. So Stanford, Oregon. I think I have not talked about it yet. Okay. So let's talk about Stanford, Oregon. This game goes off on Saturday. Totals at 63.5. People are a little split on the total here. Stanford 17-point dog coming off that 22-40 point against Washington. Stanford's given up 40 and 41 points the last two games, right? And then they lost. They beat Oregon 31-24 last year in overtime. And I can tell you Oregon has a lot of motivation here. Oregon, since that loss to Georgia, has won against Eastern Washington, BYU. Barely beat Washington State on the road, but they gave up 41 points in their last game as well. Oregon's defense has been a little suspect. Stanford comes off giving up 40 and 41 points, so they might bounce back defensively. Stanford comes off back-to-back losses. Stanford has Oregon State on deck, and Oregon has Arizona on deck. This is a difficult game. It is a difficult game, but I think that if you look at the totals that have been listed for Stanford, it's usually 61.5, 66, and Oregon is usually 57, 57.5. Oregon's gone over the last three games as well. I think Stanford is just having a difficult time stopping anybody at this point. Oregon put up 17 points in the first half. I'm sorry, Washington put up 17 points in the first half, and then they put up 23 in the second half. I think this game probably goes over. It's not a huge lean, but I do like Oregon Stanford over in this game for what it's worth. And I also think Stanford shows up. So maybe you can Stanford's also lost back-to-back games, so I probably should lean on Stanford a little bit more because Stanford did. You know what? I'll take a lean on Stanford more just because they've lost back-to-back games, and I think if they're going to show up, it's probably going to be this game. So lean on Stanford for your game number one. Moving on here, Rays versus Cleveland. Yeah, focus. I actually gave it. It's our 6-unit. It's our 5-unit player, 6-unit play today. We are on the Rays today for what it's worth. BYU and Utah. Ryan, I just gave that as the free play on the daily video. Um, BYU and um, uh, for BYU and Utah, it is on the over between BYU and Utah State. Okay, and the reason is because Utah State is actually pretty good. Utah State is 1-3. BYU is 3-1. BYU won 34-20 last year. State actually played pretty well in their last game, and BYU has Notre Dame on deck. Utah State played pretty well against UNLV, and they hung in there against a good UNLV team. UNLV, they played pretty well against North Texas, who nearly, beat Cal as well. So I think Utah State can be a really good active dog today. I think BYU is going to be pushed to the limit. I think Utah State might even cover, but I like the over between Utah State and BYU more today. Okay. And I think I gave you a bonus there on the Tampa Bay Rays. That is our 5-unit selection today. So be sure to jump on that. The theory behind the Rays today is that they're 15 games above 500. Cleveland's about 19 games below or above 500 as well. But I like Jeff Springs. He pitched well against Toronto. He's won 5 in a row, 5-6-2 against Texas. Um, you get Cal Quantrell here, went 6-5-1 against Texas last time, but his previous 2 starts, he'd given up 8 and 9 hits, and I think he probably has a letdown here. And I like Tampa Bay today as well, which is your baseball thought. Iowa, Michigan, sure. So the Iowa Michigan game. Michigan's favored by 10.5. They're 4-0. Obviously, Iowa's 3-1. Totals at 43, bumped down to 42.5. Public likes the under. Iowa's a very good team. Michigan beat this team 42-3 last year. Michigan beat Maryland 34-27. It's a pretty competitive game. It was 13-17 at halftime. Maryland was in that game the whole way. Iowa comes off a nice win against Rutgers. They covered against Nevada. They did lose 7-10 against Iowa State. But then they beat San Diego State 7-3. You have an Iowa coach who is just an unbelievable coach, and I believe he will get up. They will remember that 42-3 loss they took at the hands of Michigan last year, and I like Iowa plus the points today against Michigan, or this weekend, I should say. 10-5 in Circa. Joe, we didn't do Circa this year. Ray John, good to see you. Drew, Rays and Guardians over or under. Drew, I just like the Rays in this game more than anything else. I don't like to give 2 leans on the same game because then you're rooting for 2 things. But I do like the Rays in this game. If I had to lean, I'd probably lean on the under, but I don't have a real big lean. I like the Rays more than anything else. Good to be back. Yeah, I agree. Dodgers, Padres, sure. By the way, the Brewers Marlins game, I lean on the Brewers run line there. I talked about that on the daily video. Marlins lost 4-5 to the Mets. Braxton Garrett, 3.52 ERA. Lauer, 3.96. Eric Lauer went 5-6-4 against Miami, and then 2-6-7 against Colorado. I just think Lauer comes off back-to-back losses. He's got to come through here with a decent effort. So I do like the Brewers run line. Finally, let me get you that thought on the Dodgers Padres real fast, and then I'll give you a recap of all the games here. And I'll tell you kind of which one I like more. I'll try to end every video with the one I like the most for what it's worth. Okay. What is the new YouTube premium structure going to be? It's a good question. I think I've enjoyed the live shows, to be honest with you. So I'm thinking we do about 5, 6 games, and then I'll tell you the one that I like the most. The problem is the night before, I'll tell you the one I like the most the night before based on what we talk about, and that can be the YouTube premium selection. It might end up being our premium selection the next day. The other option is that we go back to the old format where we give 2 extra thoughts every single day. But I think people like the live shows. I think it's a fun way to interact. It's night before, it's about 5 extra games, and I'll tell you which one I like the most. And in that way, you guys, it's just kind of like homework. So it's not actually a YouTube premium selection. It's more of all the research done in advance. So I like the live shows too, Matt. I think it's better than the 2 thoughts that we give you extra. So Drew, which format did you like in the past? The 2 extra thoughts? Is that what you liked in the past? How many football games do you have? So Rajon, I have 7. Mark, we have a 4-unit in the NFL tonight, by the way. So I can't give you that, but I do lean on the over, but we have a 4-unit on the side. Let me get to the Dodgers game real fast. The Dodgers Padres. The Dodgers Padres game. Game opened up at 7.5, went to 8 quickly. You have the Dodgers coming into this game as a -142 favorite. They won 1-0 yesterday. The last 3 for the Dodgers have gone under. The last two for the Padres have gone under. The Padres got shut out 0-1 yesterday. The Dodgers have won 3 or 4 in this series. Well, the Padres are going to be motivated to bounce back, especially after they scored 0 runs in their last game. The Dodgers, you have Brusdar Graterol, who's a relief pitcher typically. He gets an opportunity today. He's not a bad pitcher. Obviously, he's got a 2.69 ERA, and the Padres suit up Steven Wilson here. I think you got two young guys pitching. Steven Wilson is also a relief pitcher too. I wouldn't be surprised if this spot is too big for both these guys, and this game probably goes over the posted total between the Dodgers and the Padres today. So there you go. I like the 2 selections per day. Then you won't have to overthink too many games. Live show is better. Thanks, IC, about the purchase. Nice, Rajon. Join us. So let me give you a recap. It is Stanford plus the 17, Utah, BYU over. The 5-unit hookup is on the Tampa Bay Rays, Dodgers, Padres over, Iowa for this weekend, and the Brewers run line. Those are your 6 thoughts. Mix in some live shows during the week. Yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of chew on it if you guys don't mind. We'll see what we will consider. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of chew on it. It is fun because remember, NBA is coming around the corner too, and college basketball is coming around the corner too. I understand. I understand both ways that doing the live show every night is fun. I also understand that having so many games that I just gave you, that's tough to bet them all too. I totally get that. So maybe we'll do. Maybe we'll do just one video and I'll just crank out both videos in the morning. That's an option too. I'll look into it. I'll see what we can do. We will do something with premium. Either it will be what we're doing now, which is just a live show, and that's just what the $20 a month is, or we'll try to do a separate video with 2 extra thoughts. We'll see. I might actually take a poll. You're getting a lot more games, and then you get to research the games yourself because the whole idea of this concept was a teaching channel anyway. So this is kind of what it is. But and plus, you get to pick the games. I'm not picking the games for you, which I also like too. But again, lean on Utah, BYU over tonight. That's the free play today. Lean on the Rays, lean on Iowa, lean on Brewers run line, and lean on LA Dodgers Padres over. And one of the other reasons why I like this format too, it's sort of like IC overtime. We get to talk about a whole bunch of games, getting ready for next week or the next day and so on. So I like that thought process. And I think this is so much more fun than just doing 2 games, plus I get to interact with you too. So just some thoughts, just some extra content, somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. I'll take a poll. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you enjoy the content. If you wanted the research on those games, just check out the video earlier today, or not earlier today, but earlier in this video. And I discussed it in detail. And be sure to like it. Right? Be sure to like this video. Hope you guys are doing great. And I'll see you tonight, probably at the 9:30 live show. Take care.